Well, coming up in today's episode, Cleveland media continues to get exposed as current NFL state corner Jalen Ramsey, Pittsburgh Steelers, has some interesting things to say about Shedeur Sanders last year when the Cleveland Browns were going to Pittsburgh Steelers. And you won't believe what he said. This goes to show that some of these narratives out there on Shedeur Sanders is just fabricated and made up. And like I said, the receipts are out there, and people are talking, and people are continuously exposing the Cleveland media. And, you know, we're going to talk about it coming up right after this.
Yo, what's poppin', people? It's your boy Big Snacks, and I'm putting y'all on right now. My boy K-Sap, Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Let's go. Hey, K-Sap on the mic, better lock in. Lock in. Simply Ball Dropping, we ain't stopping. Pound talk, heavy dog, pound rocking. Shedeur in the pocket, whole league watching. Coach Prime Motion, Colorado Heat. Big time pressure, still won't retreat. Never injuries, crashing glass with the dream. WNBA smoke, we bring flames to the screen. Real takes only, no fake, no pretend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Like, comment, subscribe, bring the whole crew in. Hashtag salute, y'all know what to do. I see everybody in the comment section too. Salute, K-Sap, Simply Ball Drop, Big Snack stamped it. Let's get it.
Well, guys, how many times I got to tell you, man? All you got to do is sit back and listen. All you got to do is sit back and pay attention. All you got to do is know a little bit of football. And a lot of people don't know the X's and O's of football, because if we did, and you would sit down and study tape and study film on certain individuals, you would understand. So now, you know, guys, we heard from Jason Lloyd last year when he was on UCSS. And, you know, Jason Lloyd came out with this fabricated story about people was telling him that Shedeur Sanders does not know how to read NFL defense. He don't know how to read coverage. He don't know how to throw nobody open. You don't know when the linebacker or somebody's hot. You don't know how to shift protections. So we all know that Coach Prime did a sit-down interview with Garrett Bush on the barbershop. Our man G. Bush broke it all down and asked Coach Prime the right question. And Coach Prime at one point said, you know, Grown been doing this since 8 years old. You know, reading defenses and putting everybody in the right position and everybody in the right spots. And he's been doing this as a youngster. And we've all seen what Shedeur Sanders was capable of doing when he went off and played at Jackson State, how he turned that program around, and then off into the FBS where they said that he couldn't make a difference. We saw what he did at Colorado, turn that program around alongside of his dad, Coach Prime, other guys like Travis Hunter, Shiloh, Jimmy Horn. I mean, Dylan Edwards when he first came in, Xavier Weaver. I mean, Jonte Wester. We saw what Shedeur Sanders was capable of doing with the receiving core I just mentioned, and how he was shredding the FBS defenses apart. But Jason Lloyd made it his business to spread a false narrative and said he was hearing it from people around the organization that was in the Cleveland Browns locker room. And that's the crazy thing about it. And everybody was like trying to figure out where he got his information from. And that never came out. And I remember a show that he was on the Ken Carmen show early in the morning replacing Anthony Lima. And a caller called in and was giving it to him about Shedeur and all the stuff that he was making up. Jason Lloyd was in a pickle. He was in a corner. And the only thing he could respond back was saying is, I've been doing this for 25 years. That was his response. That was his rebuttal. So now, prime time, Coach Deion Sanders had his little retreat out there in Canton, Texas, and he had some of his Colorado Buffalo players at the retreat, and also Jalen Ramsey showed up. And Jalen Ramsey was telling a story about Shedeur Sanders when he faced off against Shedeur Sanders last year when Pittsburgh took on the Cleveland Browns. And Jalen Ramsey brought it to light about what Shedeur sees out there as a quarterback and what Jalen Ramsey experienced when Shedeur was playing quarterback with the Cleveland Browns against Pittsburgh in different coverages. So let's take a listen to what Jalen Ramsey said, how he just exposed Jason Lloyd's narrative about Shedeur Sanders can't read NFL defense. Let's sit back and listen to what Jalen Ramsey had to say. Shout out to Well Off Media captured this great footage. Let's take a look.
We was just having a conversation about a formation that they last year in the Browns, they came out in a lot with. It was Judy on one side and he was gonna run a bang route. And I was sitting. I was at safety. I played safety that game a little bit. I was sitting on the route. I probably made a backpedal once, but I was ready to go just. I was thinking I'm about to kill Judy if he throw this bang route. Like I'm just about to kill him. I had told my corner on the left side, I'm like, yo, play a heavy outside. Make him throw the bang route. Play heavy outside and then fly high. If Judy break, fly high. I'm just going boom. So he knew though. He knew also. So he was reading too high. He knew. He didn't really see no movement from us after that, and that's why it's so important. You got to be on all. Like I'm thinking, man, I'm on my P's and Q's, but he was on his P's and Q's on the other end. Like, okay, I see them in too high, and they ain't showing me nothing. They ain't showing me no type of pre-snap disguises or nothing. Like the other safety ain't moving with Jalen at all. Jalen ain't creeping to the middle, so he knew. So he was looking at Judy, and ended up slipped out of the breaking, but he knew, so he ended up pumping it. My corner did fly high, so he didn't have his progression route, and then he ended up just throwing up something that play, but just going through like all of it. I told him like, man, I saw that coming. This is what I was looking at. And he was like, yeah, I saw it too, and that's why I didn't throw it, and that's why I didn't throw my second progression route. And then by the time we got to the third and fourth progression, before it was a sack, he threw it up. So that's just all part of the game, like.
What are some things that receivers do to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, or it's like, I don't like when y'all do that?
Nothing.
When they
Now you heard exactly what Jalen Ramsey had to say. So once again, that narrative that Jason Lloyd put out there has been exposed and debunked. And Jalen Ramsey, he's going viral with this clip that Well Off Media posted. Because that goes to show that, once again, Shedeur Sanders knows how to read NFL coverages. Chase Daniels had a breakdown last year showing footage against the Tennessee Titans where he was breaking down film showing that Shedeur Sanders reading NFL defense. We heard exactly what the quarterback's coach for the Cleveland Browns has said about Shedeur Sanders. He sees stuff that when you go back and look on tape and film, you're like, wow, he read that? So see, all these narratives out there about Shedeur Sanders are now starting to be debunked. And I told you, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse, man. And it's a lot of things, man, that you got to understand on the picture they're trying to paint of Shedeur Sanders. Because we always know that it's anybody but Shedeur. And it's a lot of narratives that are just fictitious. Got a lot of side to it and a lot of ill will to try to, undermine everything that Shedeur Sanders is capable of doing. So if you just sit back and listen and wait, it'll all come to fruition. And I'm just glad that Well Off Media, they get the exclusive. They get footage that people don't want to see when they put these bad narratives out there, and Well Off Media captures it. And they expose a lot of folks. They expose the truth. And that's what, well-off media does, because, Bucky, John Sanders Jr., doing a brilliant job. So shout out to well-off media getting that exclusive footage of Jalen Ramsey talking about Shedeur Sanders as the NFL quarterback, on what he sees and how he reads NFL defense. And this is things that you got to understand. The Cleveland media just makes up a lot of stuff. And then people start calling that stuff out. See, when we come and report this stuff and bring it to you guys, we give it to you like it's supposed to be given to you, with the receipts, facts, and all the talking points to what the conversation was built around. So once again, Jason Lloyd, you have been exposed. And see, this is the things that has to stop. I don't know what this is that they got against Shedeur Sanders. It's not going to work. Number 2 is on the rise. Y'all get down in the comment section.
I see everyone in the comment section, #salute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you will know every time I drop a hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.